In today's video we are taking a look at something quite spectacular. As most of you know if you have seen the intro to the video, which I kind of reckon that most of you have. So what we have here is what we have right here in my hands is actually the new packaging or casing for any knife made by Andrea de Villiers. He used to send the knives with a camouflage-like pouch, textile pouch, but he has now started using these hard plastic casings. Sort of, most similar to, I don't know, perhaps knives made by Medford. I'm not sure this is actually waterproof or quite as sturdy as the Medford plastic casings, but regardless, it is sturdy enough for my specific needs. So let's take a closer look here at the packaging here. It feels semi-durable of sorts. But I'm not sure what I prefer the most, plastic cases like this or some pouches. Then again, it's easy to just buy a random, textile or leather pouch, should you prefer that. So this is, I think this is an upgrade in some sense, that much I can say. So let's open it up, and to do that, I should probably do like this, and then just snap it open, like that. Closed, open. And inside is pure magic, sort of. So let's unbox it. That's it. Fairly easy unboxing. So this is what the inside looks like. There is some inlays here of sorts. Is this actually stuck here? No? This one is actually glued to the top part, but the bottom part is just like that. So enough about the casing. Okay, so here we have the Scavenger. With some pretty nice coloring and laser art engravings. This is not a small knife, and speaking of that, we should probably go over the specs right away. So to begin with, this is solid titanium. This is an integral. I have this special thing for integrals, so this is definitely right up my alley of sorts. And the blade steel here is M390, which also happens to be my favorite blade steel of them all. So titanium integral, M390, good start. Nice polish, satin polish blade here as well. Not a really full mirror polish, but semi-close, I'd say. Anyways, we have an overall length of 9.75 inches. That is a big knife. We have a blade length of 4.25 inches. This is like a full-size fixed blade in terms of length. We have a cutting edge of 4 inches, and we have a blade width of 1.25 inches and a blade thickness. It's kind of hard to see due to the swedge grind here, but we do see the full thickness here, and the thickness is 0.180 inches. The handle length of this one is 5.25 inches. The handle width is 1.5 inches and the handle thickness is 0.54 inches. The weight of this beast is 6.3 ounces. That should make, all the specs for this one. Not a small knife by any means. The action is superb. The opening action as well as the closing action. For such a big blade, it opens with ease and closes hydraulically smooth. Really, really impressive stuff. Really impressive. Got a nice, sound to it as well. Zero blade play. Solid lockup and no lock stick. Really comfortable in my hand. We have these grooves here, finger grooves, that goes super well with my hand. Once again, it feels like the knife was more or less custom made for my hand. Same as with the run-in, made by Andrea as well. Blade centering. 100% centered blade. What a beautiful beast of a knife. So we have this fuller-like cutout with some holes in them. May perhaps not be the most practical blade design, but it sure looks damn stylish. I like it. Definitely. We have some thumb studs going on here. I haven't actually tried opening the blade with the thumb studs because when given an option with a flipper tab, I tend to just go with the flipper tab, but opening with the thumb stud for the first time does seem to work as well. Quite easy. But I'm still a flipper guy, so the thumb studs will not be used much more than that, I believe. Let's see if we can get the details going here again. It's pretty damn impressive. Talking about the grind lines here, we got some pretty nice grind lines going on here. We have a swedge going on here. Let's see if we can get a good look at it. This upsweeped blade design here. Swedge grind. We've got some small jimping going on here. Placement of the jimping is pretty good, but it's not a whole lot. I'm wearing gloves right now, so I can't really speak about aggressiveness, but it doesn't feel very aggressive. It feels kind of, looking at the jimping, we can see that the jimping is actually quite, polished. No rough jimping going on. But you get a really solid grip regardless, so the jimping might not be that super necessary in my humble opinion. So, pocket clip, very different design here. Let's close the blade up a bit here. Very different design of the pocket clip, as you can see. This is all, a bone-like design. The pocket clip, the entire structure here of the handle is to resemble like skeleton or bone parts. This has a, overall a kind of an alien look to it, or something, well, organic of sorts. I'm not sure how comfortable this looks, but in hand it actually is quite comfortable. The milling going on here is pretty extreme. I've never seen such, milling on an integral before. Must have been a lot of work getting these handle pieces to look the way they do. You do have a lanyard hole here in the back. I rarely use lanyards, so won't see much use, but for those who enjoy putting lanyards on their knives, this can of course be done on this one. Oh, I will say that the pocket clip here has this small, let's see, rolling thing here to make it easier to, get up and down in your pocket. And the retention of the clip is fairly, stiff, but it is the way it should be, I would say. So this is perhaps not a full review, but I wanted to give you some, close-up details, talk a little bit about the design, the ergos, just, some overall thoughts to a very different design. A killer design still, but a very different design, and no doubt about that. We can also do a small sharpness test, I believe, would be nice. I've come to expect the knives from Andre to be very sharp, and I would be surprised if this is, any exception to that. So let's do a sharpness test. Let's start with some regular printing paper. Sure it's visible in the camera. Very nice sharpness out of the box, definitely. Plenty sharp enough, no doubt about it. Trying to get as much of the cutting edge on the paper. So sliced up the printing paper with ease. I think that Andreas knives are probably some of the sharpest knives that I own. Let's try some magazine paper next. Yeah, let's go for a new page, shall we? Maybe we can do some more wavy patterns of sorts. Yeah, this is definitely a sharp knife. Much like we've come to expect from Andrea. So let's go with the final test now, which is some newspaper. Let's see. This is always interesting. Yeah. He sure knows how to sharpen his knives. I mean, really nice cuts here. Really fine cuts. Almost like, you know, cutting butter with a hot knife. Oh man. Almost, you know, a therapeutic effect to it. Doing some, you know, wavy patterns like that. Wow. This is some really impressive stuff. Yeah. So I guess I could say that it sliced up the newspaper with, you know, fairly ease. It definitely passed all my cutting tests. No doubt about it. So a strikingly beautiful knife with a strikingly sharp edge as well, as we have come to expect. This is probably a new favorite of mine, both in looks and in, you know, feel as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Andrea de Villiers custom Scavenger.